Good. Let's see where this is. So it should be in our channel. Okay, live. We are live. Here we are. Okay, there's a little delay here. So let's tweet that out. Perfect. Okay, hello LCX community. This is the Sunday live LCX AMA. Of course, everything not prepared, very spontaneously, so you get the deep insight about what's going on at LCX. That's what we want to present, full transparency and insights that you know first. So let's get started right away. You know that we are currently in the 100 days LCX challenge. And that's our campaign where we are growing LCX exchange and rolling out a couple of partnerships, big bang announcements, and of course, everything around our LCX token. So today we are in day 20 and there had been a lot of things happening. And before I go into your questions, I want to point that out what had been happening, giving you a review of everything which had been going on. So, we started on March 25th with, there's actually something missing, I think, here in my overview. Let's print it out the wrong stuff. That can happen. So just opening up our main marketing planning sheet. We started out on March 22nd. That's with the partnership of Monerium. And I know that a lot of people are not aware about Monerium or what they're doing. It's a key part for our product and it's important to understand. Monerium is led by a very experienced financial team who are based in Nordics of Europe, and they have been granted a full e-money license. So first of all, a very reputable, highly experienced team. And then second is with the licenses, something important for us as well. They have created not a stable coin, but an actual digital euro. So this tokenized digital euro will go live on LCX platform soon. We are at the final stages of implementing, and as always, we need a couple of more days to get it finalized, but it will come out very, very soon. This is important because we can then launch euro pairs and also provide a euro fiat on and off ramp. Then we started into listing. While the 100 days we will go into listing interesting assets you want as a community, our users want, our customers want, but also assets which we identify to be highly interesting to be early in. So that's something which we started. Let's talk about the listings. So we did announcement of Chainlink listing first. Then we did Uniswap. We listed Engine, ENJ, as a first gaming one. We listed Mana from Decentraland. And we listed Holo, which was a community vote with the hot token. And then, of course, we listed what you saw, Internext, EINXT, Polka Markets, Polk, and Sandbox, Sand, which was the last one. I forgot something. Yesterday, Rev Token, another one, which is not even here in my list already. So Rev Token, Rev Motorsport. So these are all interesting tokens. First of all, some are a top 50 Chainlink, for example. Others like Uniswap, Chainlink. Others are highly interesting to look at, especially HOT, especially REF, Mana, super interested, good team. So with every listing, we go deep into analysis and looking into the team, looking into the company, the token economics. We do an analysis not only in the company, but also on the legal side. So all companies are reviewed with a legal opinion, meaning that we have an official statement from lawyers in Liechtenstein that we are able to list them. And then, of course, it has to be a fit with our community as well. So that's something which we had been doing. But what else had been happening in these 20 days? So overall, now 34 announcements in 20 days. And so what had been happening as well? Partnership Monero, very, very important. That's what we started with. Then LCX product update. We launched a major update, something which you didn't see really, but a lot of things in the back end happening. The whole admin interface had been improved so that our team can serve our customers better, faster, quicker. Then we did the announcement, oh yeah, with the Open VASP Association here in Switzerland. Why is that important? You know, legal and compliance elements are important for LCX to grow. And the Open VASP Association is focusing on the travel rule. That's something which every VASP and every virtual asset service provider has to be implementing. And if you're not implementing it, you are locked out of the system. Meaning that, for example, the DM Foundation, the former Libra Foundation of Facebook, they're only working with VASPs who are part of the travel rule. And that's obviously something where we want to be part of the core network. If you don't support it, you will be basically not part of these regulated systems and networks. That's important, and that's something which we are working on since over a year now, but yeah, with Open VASP, another good step. Then what else did we do? CoinGecko listed LCX Exchange. Very important step because we want to get the analytics right. For you, which we didn't tell you, you know, there's the trust score, which is something important at CoinGecko. We want to get highest trust score possible from our side. So cybersecurity testing, trust on like transparency, team, what else they're checking, API reliability, then liquidity, of course, then they like manipulation, so they go into data that there's like trustworthy data coming to CoinGecko. So all of these things are important, and so the cybersecurity testing is still ongoing. So hopefully when this comes out, our score will go up, and this will push us to at least the top 50 exchange immediately, and then we will be hoping to like grow with you, together with you on the liquidity side, to then be listed even higher on CoinGecko. Same is going on CoinMarketCap. They seem to be not as fast as CoinGecko, so let's see what's going on over there. We are listed already as an untracked exchange, but we are pushing, giving them all the information also to be a tracked exchange at CoinGecko. Then a big announcement and partnership we did with Constellation Network. Ben and I, so Ben, the CEO of Constellation, and I, we have been speaking for a while, and what they are doing in terms of scale and kind of future infrastructure for blockchain and tokenized asset is really incredible. So that's why we also hosted a video session with them and launched this announcement. A key part of that is that we will be supporting the L0 tokens all over our system. This means also DAG and LTX as two tokens which are coming pretty soon. Then we launched the merch store. You know, all the flip-flops and shorts and polos and everything people love. So we put that out. It's worldwide shipping. It's available to everybody. The system works like this, that it will be produced at the nearest location. They have locations in Australia, US, Europe, and then they're shipping it from there. So typically shipping time is around maximum of a week, sometimes 2 days only. And so that's pretty cool, and we'll be coming and dropping new items over the next couple of weeks and months. Then we did Seo update. So I did a big update on Q1 to 2021, which was featuring everything which had been happening in the first quarter. We did the announcement of the Cello partnership. You know, what is Cello and why does it matter? Probably a few words on this as well. Cello is the biggest rival to Libra or Diem Foundation. They started out to build that at this like similar time when Facebook's Libra Foundation came out, and they are now building a very holistic approach to building stable coins. There's the Cello dollar, there's a Cello euro, there's the Cello token itself, and they have some of the best investors from Silicon Valley and a very proper big team. Following also all regulatory and compliance ways, but also increasing their ecosystem. So we are now listed on their main web page also as an ecosystem partner at cello.org, and we will be supporting their activities. And on top of that, we are working with the management to do something in the tokenization space, in particular tokenizing something around carbon credits and trees or rainforests. So there's something which they wanted to do, and we can enable it because we have the legal setup and the technology to actually get that sold. What else? So, by the way, I see all questions coming in on YouTube Live here on the screen, and I also see it on Twitter. So keep posting your questions. I'm happy to take them in spontaneously. We have enough time to answer most of your questions today, and then we can, hopefully make good steps towards growth. So I think with 34 announcements in the first 20 days, you can really see that we are pushing growth. Growth, traction, and sustainable user base is something which is important for us. So these three factors are super important for any startups who are building a sustainable technology platform. And of course, now with the LCX exchange as a fully regulated and compliant crypto exchange, we're really pushing in the direction of a Kraken and Coinbase trading exchange. At the same time, we are closely listening to our community and our users, how we can improve the platform. And we're working with third-party market makers, larger funds, crypto investors who are bringing in liquidity. This is not going to happen overnight, but we are pushing on a daily basis. So then I got a lot of questions from you, and I'm very happy to see all the first great questions coming in, and I'm trying to take as much as possible of the questions. So let's get started. So I got a few from our German community. Hallo zu unserer deutschen Community. Then of course I got a lot of questions also from international. So I think we had here over 120 likes, 30 retweets, and I don't know, hundreds of questions coming in. So it shows very high interest building up a community. And you know, last week I did an interview with a large investor magazine, and he asked me why is crypto and blockchain growing? And I answered with like 3 reasons. And the first reason is really about the community. So VCs in the past has invested in the team and the technology, but now they're investing in a community. So the larger the community, the larger the benefits of the ecosystem, the better the project. And that's something which is really outstanding in the cryptocurrency space, and what we are building here now as a community with LCX. The more you use the platform, the more our token value will also go up, because usage will go up. And that's something which you see in all projects from Chainlink to Uniswap, and also with Ethereum, of course. So that's something which is turning around how VCs work. And then I answered two other things. So first of all, it's there's a shift in power. And cryptocurrencies, it's not only that we're building Bitcoin as a kind of new universal currency which might compete to other fiat currencies, but even more important, it might be a shift in power from around the global reserve currency. So, you know, US dollar is a global reserve currency, but the question like, how long will this be? And so when we had Professor Zhang, one of our advisors in Liechtenstein, we talked deeply around the global reserve currency and what impact Bitcoin or blockchain or crypto could have. And my assumption is really that we are at the tipping point of innovation for the whole financial and monetary system. And that after this trade war, which we've seen, there might be like a war of currencies in the future. So, and it's already been happening that the Asian markets, China, US, are like battling for the power. And that's something very interesting to see and follow up on the next couple of days, or next couple of years, months, so on. Let's jump into your questions. So I got a very structured document from the German community. Thanks for putting that together. And I want to start with that because there are some basic questions which everybody who's new now joining here this live stream has to understand. First of all, what is LCX? What we are doing here and why we're here? What's the vision around it? So LCX is a fintech company, fully regulated and compliant. LCX stands for the Liechtenstein Crypto Assets Exchange. So we are based in this little country in Liechtenstein. While we're there, we think global from day one, and we also all our products are at the moment everything only in English, and we're targeting global markets. But at the same time, we use this super innovative and very pragmatic legal framework which the Liechtenstein government has established. That's the Blockchain Act. And it's a holistic approach to regulation. So they don't give out one license, like only an exchange license, but rather they have created roles along the value chain of crypto. And so there's, for example, the token generator, the smart contract development, and then generating the token. There's the price service provider, the identity service provider, and then also the token issuer. So we have two roles as a token issuer. We can issue our own token, which we now do with LCX Token, probably more tokens coming. And we can do this on behalf of projects. So the token issuer on behalf of our projects, clients, and so on. Very interesting aspect. And then, of course, the exchange service provider, which is a key part of LCX Exchange. But we have gained 8 licenses out of 11. That's more than anybody else in the region, more than Bank Frick, more than Bittrex in Liechtenstein. So you can look it up at the Financial Market Authority's website. So we're very proud of that, and we are pushing beyond that. So one question I saw in the community in regards to the licensing, I just throw it in here right away, is will we stick with that, or what are the plans for further licensing? We're happy with the Liechtenstein regulation, and I believe it's the most exciting jurisdiction to be in as a crypto project, and as it lays out kind of the holistic approach of regulation. It still gives us flexibility to grow. At the same time, we're looking in other jurisdictions. So especially US, very important for us. You know, we have one partner on the ground in Chicago, already been there plenty of times. Then we also have now growing the team in US. So that's something where we might be soon doing some announcement around. That's certainly on the roadmap, and we've been working on this as well, in terms of licensing, in terms of footprint, in terms of office, in terms of outreach over there. The other key part is really Asia. So there, our key partner, Liquid.com, the exchange is based in Singapore, in Japan. Very interesting. We learned a lot about how they set it up. Gemini also is Singapore. So it seems to be Singapore becoming kind of a key hub. That's also something we're evaluating as well. So we won't stop with the current setup. And then obviously we also need more additional licenses to do more exciting things. Coming back to what is LCX? So in terms of the vision, LCX vision is really to bring the traditional financial world together with this new innovation blockchain and merging, kind of bridging these two worlds together, enabling a tremendous growth. And I can just repeat, we're just at the beginning of this development, and that's what a lot of people don't understand who are in crypto since some time already. We are still at the beginning because of the reach of the mass market is still far away. The usability is still too complex on so many products to really reach the end consumers. And the networks are just being established to really enable that growth. High gas fees and everything, some things are not so practical. So the system has to be improved to really make that growth happen. So it still feels like in the early days of the internet, and the technology is as innovative. So blockchain is to the money what email was to the letter. And that's something I'm repeating and repeating, because of course you can send a letter still, but email and Slack and instant messaging much faster than anything else. And that's what we also see in financial markets. Of course, you can buy a stock at NASDAQ, but it's complex. If you're in Europe, you have to go through a couple of settlement banks. There might be some brokers in between. This will be all different if every financial asset will be tokenized. And that's what we believe in. And that's what we are pushing in step by step. That's the overall mission. And the way we do it is we break it down, a very entrepreneurial approach that we can serve customers from day one. We started out with LCX Terminal as a universal trading interface, kind of a Bloomberg for crypto, where you can connect up to 16 different exchanges and then can trade across these exchanges. You can manage your portfolio. You can look into our smart order routing to always get the best price when you trade. You have reporting, you have a news desk, everything you need as a professional trader. And that's how we started out 2019 with that launch of it. The next kind of advanced trading terminal we launched was DeFi Terminal, LCX DeFi Terminal, which is a second layer protocol. So it's not only the trading interface, but actual DeFi protocol on top of Uniswap. And with that protocol, we're enabling limit orders on Uniswap, kind of the key USP. But on top of that, what I really like is the markets page on DeFi Terminal. It's super fast, very nice, beautiful charting. You can click at the indicators and then activate volume or liquidity as a DeFi indicator on top. You have it directly in trading view. And then you see everything you got from analytics side of Uniswap, but right here at the trading desk. Super good. It's growing very rapidly as well. We see the total value locked in is growing. There are always transactions happening. You can also see that on chain when limit orders are executed. So that's something which we provided from day one. Coming back to this growth, so we want to provide something you can use right now. So what is LCX Exchange? LCX Exchange is a regulated and compliant trading platform for a variety of digital assets. And that said, it is something where we see growth happening right now. We started out with probably $1,000 in daily trading volume at the beginning. Now we're roughly at 100,000 in average per day. We're listing more and more tokens. We're getting support from each token being listed with liquidity support. Communities are jumping on. We're seeing a growth of registrations coming in. That's pretty exciting. And our goal is really to reach 10 million in trading daily trading volume as soon as possible. So that's something which we aim to achieve, hopefully within this 100 days campaign as well. LCX exchange. And then what else do we do? Of course, we don't stop there. There are a couple of things which we laid out in our product roadmap as well. A key element there is the price oracles. So that's something which is pretty unique, because LCX is a registered and regulated price service provider. And with that said, there's a methodology report which you can see on our website. We're currently doing a very simple Bitcoin, Ethereum daily reference price. But these are things which are super important for growth of our platform, because it's used on a lot of things. You know, you can't imagine, if you look at your wallet on exchange, how do we convert it into the US dollar value, for example? What are the numbers we're using? So that's something where we are doing a lot of R&D at the moment to improve that, because that's where you know, differences can happen. If you tokenize a real estate, if you tokenize a car, and then the exchange rate is different, you know, that can really be something where yeah, problems can emerge. So that's why it is part of the laws, it's part of the regulation, and it's part of our journey as well, the price oracles. Yeah, but and then last but not least, I think part of the ecosystem, very, very important, LCX token. So that's our utility token, part of Lcx.com, and it's something where you can pay all the fees. So for example, the subscription of LCX terminal, the trading fees on the LCX exchange. Then you can use it to unlock all features on DeFi terminal. There you need to provide 10,000 LCX token in your wallet, then you can unlock it and you use all the limit order features. When we started, it was quite cheap, and now of course LCX token is growing, as you can see, dramatically. So 10,000 is quite a commitment at the moment, but we see all the professional traders love it and provide it. The service itself, we don't charge a fee, so you only have to provide it in the wallet, and then it's unlocked. As long as 10,000 are there, you can use all the features. Yeah, let me look into a couple of more questions here in live, what's coming in. So I see some really, really funny and good questions, some things which are going deep into our product, and I'm happy to take some of them. So probably let's start with something very pragmatic. The question came up a few times that you've seen delay, and like, how do we sign up? How do we get started with LCX? So LCX Exchange is a regulated and compliant trading platform for a variety of digital assets. To sign up, you simply go to lcx.com, click on the login and registration button, then you end up at accounts.lcx.com. That's our main user interface. And as you probably have seen there, you need one login to access all LCX features. So all products, LCX terminal, LCX exchange, future STOs, other token sales, and so on. Everything is with one login. So that's kind of the first thing to understand. So you only need to register once, and then you're good to go. How to register? So you go there, you first sign up with your email, set a password. We always recommend to do 2FA as well, two-factor authentication. And then you start, you have to start the verification process. What do you need for the verification process? First, an ID document, passport, probably works best, or your ID card. Second, you need yourself, like there's this selfie feature. Big question here is, how do I move my head? We had some issues there. The visual feedback will be improved, but basically you look into the camera once, click, do the selfie, and then you just turn a little bit. That's probably enough, like just this, and do the second one. just because the system itself is very advanced bioanalytics system, but if you turn completely to the side, then it's not recognizing your eyes anymore. And so it's protected against image spoofing, deep fakes, and so on. So if you would put in an image or photo or something, it would not work. And that's something which is very important to identify that you are you. I also recommend that when you do the upload of the passport, just hold it in, activate your camera, the webcam, hold it in. That's the fastest. Last step is uploading proof of address. Utility bill works, or a simple bank statement, or something. We typically prefer to have something like international letters, so we can't accept Arabic or Hebrew or Hindi or something like that. So you know, the system can is working for over 200 countries, I think 238 or so, a very, very international client base. And yeah, therefore, like English should be would be working best. And then we have, you know, German team growing as well, so we get some support there, but everything still German. So that's how you sign up. Then you verify it, and within 24 hours during work days, you will be verified. On weekends, currently the compliance team is only partly available. So we can't guarantee that you will be fully verified over the weekend. Apologize for that. It will be improved, but on the weekdays, we're trying to move forward as quick as possible. Then, how to get deposits in. So once you're there, you're free to deposit. You can then go into your wallet section. There's a exchange wallet and there's a main account wallet. And from there, you can, with the main wallet, you can deposit, and then you can transfer it to your exchange wallet. What some smart people already recognize is that might not be the last wallet we are integrating. So there's now this main wallet where you can do custody, you can put in your assets there, and then you can move it to the trading wallet, and there might be probably other wallets coming in with different products and different functionality. But talking about the wallet itself, you know, or probably you don't know. So we have high standard of custody there. Not only that in terms of security, but also in terms of compliance regulations. So all customer assets are held completely separate from the LCX account. So in a kind of worst case scenario, all the user funds are always safe and can't be touched. So you know, we will never take out any user like funds to pay our own expenses or something like that. And that's something which like sounds logical, but it's not happening on all exchanges. You see that this had been misused and so on. So with the regulation, and that's something which is pretty good, you as a user know that this is managed similar to a bank. So the user funds are always held in segregated accounts. Very important. And then of course also security reasons. So some of you have noticed that withdrawals are not happening immediately. We are growing at the moment very quickly. At some thresholds, withdrawals are held back. We'll just double check everything is fine, and then we approve. So there's a manual process in some like larger transactions, and then the other ones which are sometimes delayed for like an hour or so, is because it's coming out of multi-signature cold wallets as well. So I know you're complaining, but it is security, and that's also something important for trust core, for future. You know, we are, as a new exchange, we are a target. And like most of the exchanges had some security incidents at the first 6 months. So we don't want to have anything like that happen. And that's obviously something which is super, super important for us. Also showing and increasing the trust of the platform, and showing you that you can trust LCX completely. So sometimes be a little bit more patient, but it's for good reasons. Perfect. Then what should we do? Okay, there's a question from Pavel, News Crypto 1, 6 hours ago. I know that QMM is coming, But could you tell a little bit more about it and how it's going to work? Keep up the good work. Thanks, Pavel. So QMM, what does it mean? It stands for quantitative market making. And it's something which we had been thinking about since quite some time. The whole technical team had been evaluating solutions for that. What do we want to achieve? You know, when Hayden Adams at Uniswap started to build this automated market making system, everybody thought he's not going to work. They'd been like highly kind of questioned, but with the support of Vitalik, he really got started with that, with this grant, and now everybody knows that automated market making is really a revolution, or like at least a new innovation in terms of trading automation. And it started also the rise of growth of decentralized exchanges, because decentralized exchanges had been there for a while, but they had not been so attractive. Now with the automated market making, it's a system where liquidity providers provide liquidity on both sides, and then there's the algorithm is creating the kind of the price and the adjusted price over time. So it's a very smart system, and it's also a solution to create liquidity on the exchange. That's something which we had been looking at. What we don't like so far with AMA, there are some flaws, some drawbacks. It's not perfect yet. There's something where we really see there's an opportunity to take that basic idea and take it to the next level. To give you some examples, there are bots misusing the systems. We experienced that ourselves when we started the pool at SushiSwap. Sniper bots had jumping in, and that's something which we see on a daily basis in Uniswap and SushiSwap as well. And even if you're preparing very well, like what we did, and prepared all the steps and everything, that's something which is the system can be misused. The other thing is very high gas fees, of course, and that's something where you do smaller trades, like $100 buying LCX token on Uniswap, and then you're paying $30 of fees. That's not really what you want as a trader when you're losing 30% of your profit right away with the transaction. With QMM, quantitative market making, we want to take that to the next level. So taking the AMM system, but launching it on our centralized exchange. Creating a way that all people can provide liquidity, earn fees with that, and then bringing in some quantitative trading strategies and analysis where you can adjust a couple of parameters and then see if you're more on the risky side or more on the kind of traditional conservative trading side, and then fees will be adjusted. But in general, that's something where I'm very, very excited about QMM, quantitative market making. You will be updated first, and yeah, we are like working on it. What else? Here, Ahmed, oh, it's interesting. Ahmed with the hashtag or the username is Lana05672 asked, why is the LCX token not listed? And he means, like, he follows on LCX in well-known and reputable exchanges. Okay, so our LCX ecosystem is growing. For us, it's important that you have easy access to the token, and then you can use it at LCX platform quickly. So first of all, usage, I already spoke about. You can use it to pay the trading fees. You get 50% discount if you're using LCX token. Second is you can use the token for a subscription of LCX terminal, and you can use it at DeFi terminal. More and more features to use the token within the ecosystem will be launched. Launching the token and giving it access to other communities is important. For example, we are on Uniswap, of course, with the limitations, high gas fees for small investors, probably not the best way to go, but liquidity is growing and growing. So we are around 1 million in liquidity. Second exchange I can really recommend is liquid.com. We have 3 trading pairs there: LCX BTC, LCX USDC, LCX ETH. So that's something where we say liquid.com is really a top tier, top one exchange. They're fully compliant. They're there since 2014, highly experienced team, and among the top. And of course, we're working to do more. We are not stopping here, and we're exploring opportunities. My goal is to at least announce another trading pair or another exchange within the 100 days. So I can tell you, like, there's some discussion, but also we are not taking every offer. You know, there are small exchanges who are like in like very crappy technology who want to list us. We are rather trying to step back. We had some bad experience with bad exchanges where users had been trapped. They couldn't withdraw it. The LCX token would be bought. So that's not something which we want. Then on the other hand, there are other like large crypto exchanges which you call top tier or top one exchanges. I would really question that to some point, because most of the things what's happening there is wash trading or market making by the project itself, like leading to wash trading again. That's also something which is not pretty sustainable. But as said, it's important. For example, we launched for the Korean community on Probit, small trading volume there, but reaching out, building up the Korean community, also something important. So more listings coming. Then I saw a question around the company itself. It's probably something important for you to understand. It's about insurance fund protection. Is there an exchange insurance fund, or like how do you do that? So first of all, LCX AG is the company behind LCX.com, behind LCX Exchange, all the products. That's the company which is regulated. It has 1 million Swiss francs in shares capital, so that's a nominal minimum capital. It's something which we launched pretty early in 2018 already. Then there were requirements from the regulator to put money on the side on blocked accounts. At the moment for this TVTG, so these are the Blockchain Act registrations which we got, it's 250,000 which had to be put on the side as a minimum. So there, like you see, kind of the numbers are piling up. Then we have additional reserves which we're building up, and we're looking into getting the exchange fully insured with 100 million, up to 100 million in terms of hacks and cyber attacks with a very reputable partner. This is something which will be coming in the 100 days challenge, 100 days growth campaign as well. So you see, security, user funds, segregation of funds, all the things where like you can ask your other exchanges how they do it. There are, I would say, most of them are lagging behind on these things. Yes, let's just reload here the questions who are coming in, what are coming in. Okay, here, why the KYC process takes so long? I spoke about that already. You are listing new coins, but it seems not a lot of liquidity on these coins. That's right. So here Christoph Keynes is asking that when you're listing new coins, has LCX own liquidity of these coins to inject in the order book? So we are taking on projects who are very strong in terms of community, who are strong in liquidity as well, and we're working with the projects as well. As we list more, there will be more liquidity coming. We already saw like a 10x growth within the last 2 weeks in terms of liquidity on the exchange. Every project counts, and yes, we are also taking on, we're investing in some of these projects as well, and then building out the order book. What we don't do is we don't do price manipulation. We don't do, we are not accepting any wash trading. So every trade happening on the exchange, what you see is like fully true, like non-manipulated. There's only market making which is allowed. So market making means that we are building out the order book on both sides, buying and selling side, and that's something which we're doing with the project together. And some projects are engaging more, others less. That's where we have to jump in. But you know, we now currently have 2 people in the team who are monitoring that. So we have a quantitative trading expert. We have somebody who is looking at the exchange on a daily basis in terms of volume, engagement, and so on. So we also do transaction monitoring as part of our compliance role. So that's something where we see growth is important. What else? Then what do we do? Does the 100 days LCX campaign only contain token listing, partnerships announcement, or do we hope for something exciting? Yes. So first of all, like partnership announcement for us, super exciting. I mean, that's something which is not coming around the corner where we just do a marketing partnership like other projects. We're really going deep in with that. So with Constellation, with Cello, we're working with them to bring something for our community, for you, and then also doing a lot of things together. There are also other partnerships which are, let's say, top 50 tokens on CoinGecko, who are deeply going into tokenization of assets and what they can do on their blockchains. And that's something which we're exploring. So that's something when we launch a partnership, it's not only that we're listing the token, it's really something that we're working on a product. And with Constellation Network, for example, we spoke about that already. There's the L0 launchpad of tokens. So that's something where we use our regulatory setup. We use our token sale manager, and then we use, or like Constellation Network is using this basis to launch token and token and token and token on LCX. And that's something which we can provide. And probably explaining you what I mean with that. So we have the token sale manager. So first of all, you know, the identity service provider. That's something where like you are identified as an investor, you are identified as a user. This way you can have access to all these projects. Second is the token will be then launched as a token issuer, meaning that we will be launching it on behalf of Constellation Network, on behalf of this project who's doing it, as the legal part, which means it's legal protection for the project, but also it's legal clarity for the investors. You know that we are playing with some basic rules, and we are like following up with that, which means that there won't be a legal case in terms of unregistered token sales or something. That's something which we avoid because it is registered. It's part of our token issuer role. And last but not least, it's the sale itself. So our platform supports the sale of these tokens. And that's something which Constellation Network will use on the Constellation Launchpad, or something what they call it with the L0 tokens. This brings me to what we announced, the STO Launchpad. We did the first movie project in last October with Roe v. Wade movie, and launched the STO as an MVP, so minimal viable product, as a first test. And there will be within, say, next 2 weeks, next movie project coming out as an STO. That's something which we have been working on for a while, and it's part of the 100 days LCX campaign. Yeah. What else? STO Launchpad. I mean, Cello Foundation, Cello org want to leverage that. Then I don't want to say like confidential information already, but there are some other partners who want to leverage that, and that's something which is not happening overnight. They need to understand why it's better to do this in Liechtenstein with us than going to Gibraltar or Estonia and do it on their own. And there are plenty of reasons why to do it with us, obviously. Like, we've gone through the pain of registrations, getting these approvals from the regulator. If you do it on your own, you have to go to like Estonia, figure it out, opening up a company over there. With us, you don't even need to have a company in Liechtenstein. We will do the offering on behalf of the project as a token issuer. We can do that immediately with everything which is non-security tokens. And that's where I see the biggest growth at the moment. So these like governance tokens, utility tokens, smart blockchain projects where tokens are part of the ecosystem. That's something where the money is at the moment. For the more long term, these STOs, like security token offerings, that will be a massive market and will probably outperform the whole crypto market as a whole. But this will take time. It's not happening by tomorrow because the infrastructure is not there. You know, exchanges who can trade security tokens need to be built up. The token platforms, the assets need to be set up step by step. But we are pushing for that. We are really working with a couple of projects like real estate, like physical objects. We now have like big commodity project where there's real backing in the back end, and that's something which we do on the STO Launchpad. There's something where like we provide everything for the project to do this, and they are launching and selling the token, but we power it everything. And most exciting for all of the LCX users, there's this fast login with the LCX. So you just type in your credentials, your typical logins, you accept the terms of sale of this STO, and then you're good to go. So the identification is already, if you're already identified, you're good to go to also participate in these STOs. Yeah, what else? I spoke about our token. I spoke about how to get verified. I spoke about DeFi Terminal. I spoke about LCX Terminal, our Bloomberg for crypto. Then there are some like good general question. What is tokenization? I've been mentioning it so many times already. So the other expression you were mentioning is we are tokenizing assets, the tokenization of assets. What does this mean? So you know what a token is, a coin, this like the core of blockchain and crypto, and the token itself can be loaded with different rights. And as part from the Liechtenstein perspective, it is seen as a container. So the container can be filled with any right. It can be a property right, it can be a ownership right, it can be a usage right, or a voucher, or utility, or even like a value, like a payment token or something like that. So tokenization means that you put something from a kind of a different area of assets. For example, speaking real estate, speaking any financial product, a bond, equity, whether it's a loan or something, could be all put into a token, into the container, and then the token is the legal entity. It's within the Liechtenstein laws, it's really something as you as a token investor, you can enforce your rights at court. And where can you do that? Like, probably nowhere. So you can basically go to court if there's something, if you have an equity token, your rights is not enforced, your information rights or whatever, as an equity shareholder, then you can get these rights there. So that's very innovative. And tokenization is basically the process where you take this real world asset and bring it onto the token level. It can be a piece of art or something else. I see you're a good teacher, sir. Thank you. So here from Surrender Kumar. So I'm doing a little crypto lesson here in terms of what is tokenization, what are tokens, what is blockchain, what can you do with it. Happy to do that as well. And I also see that's a big problem in general growth, or like the hurdles which need to be taken, because people are talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, but a lot of people don't understand all the metrics. I assume here now with here 67 people watching, you're all super experienced crypto people, crypto geeks. You have been exposed to a lot of tokens, but to really bring this mainstream, we have to increase simplicity and also make it really like usable what we are building. What do I mean with it? I've seen from the old traditional financial world, if you want to invest in a company, we had this case, a company based in Australia. They're even listed as a stock exchange, so they're public already. But how to buy stocks in Australia? I mean, that's complex. You have to find the right broker, trading platform, app, whatever, where to buy it. It's complicated, and then how to get the funds over and so on. So these are things where, like, you see as an investor, it's not that easy as buying the Polka Markets token or something like that. So that's just bringing kind of global perspective to the financial markets. Great topic. What else? Okay, then there's another question from a user from France, Crypto L. Well, I have a question. I live in France, and the regulation is becoming more and more increased here, especially with the AMF, the Financial Market Authority. Do you think that Monty has taken the lead so that this platform is regulated in the countries of the European Union? So, what is happening right now? Liechtenstein came out with these new laws. They are not only doing guidelines, but it's a law which is in full force since 2019. There had been a gracious period, since 1st January 2020. So 2020 had been kind of a gracious period. What you saw there is a lot of companies in Liechtenstein struggled to keep up with what is required, and they left. Some left. Some very known big companies. 10x is closing down the company now in Liechtenstein. Then Neufund left Liechtenstein. There was Block Trade or something, and a few others. So it's not easy. It's a painful process. It's complicated because the regulator also think in the old traditional financial world. The laws are not that lightweight as they are marketed. And the same is happening now on European Union level in France, for example, and in other European Union countries. But what I wanted to point out is Liechtenstein came out with the laws first. And they've not only thought about this single license, what you've seen in other jurisdictions, but it's really something which is very holistic. And now the ESMA, the European regulator, has come up with the MiCA draft. This is the markets for something crypto assets, for international crypto assets also. And this draft is really laying out the laws for the European Union level. So if you're in France, you see there's something happening, but the ESMA will be most likely the guiding force there. And they had been inspired a lot by the Liechtenstein regulation as well. So we looked at their draft already, and we're preparing to then also do the last fine-tuning to be immediately able to file for licenses on the European level as well. But everything which we do now is already compliant in terms of the reach of a European economic area. So Liechtenstein is part of the European economic area, and of course we can onboard even from countries from beyond. So I think it's interesting what's happening in France, but also it's slowing down the market a bit. So what we don't want to see is too much regulation that will kill innovation. And so we, the community, we say other crypto companies, we have to make sure that innovation is not killed. We have to be still we're a startup in a way, so we can't compete with setting up 200 people in compliance, but also we don't want to, we want to innovate the market, and we can't solve the new challenges with old solutions. That's why we're engaging early on with regulators. We are talking to policymakers, been engaging at the IMF spring meetings, International Monetary Fund, the World Economic Forum, working with central banks on central bank digital currencies. And that's something which is dear to my vision as well, to really bring that worlds together, but it won't work with the old solutions. Okay, so we are now more than 1 hour in this AMA, but let's extend it a little bit. There are so many burning questions still open. Let's take another question. Okay, 100 days campaign, can't wait. Are there any big exchanges? Talked about that. Are you planning to introduce LCX cards sometime? Well, why not? Yeah, but it's not a high priority at the moment. I can tell you also why. 10x had been doing this card out of Liechtenstein. A lot of small clients, many small transactions happening, but not the big volume. So I don't see that this is like immediately large business. Also, you see the crypto card from BlockFi, which is being marketed with like good benefits, but if you compare it to other crypto cards out there, like in the US, for example, like there's no reason to use the BlockFi card. There are like many other cards which have like paybacks of up to 5% or additional benefits. So the card business itself, I think it's not that interesting. What I like about the idea of an LCX card is giving the utility to all of you and using the LCX token also then as an instrument there, or enabling you to pay with it. But as a first priority, it's really to get liquidity on LCX exchange and then extend the availability to also use LCX token to exchange it into other assets. And you now see it. You can now trade LCX token against Uniswap. You can trade it against Chainlink, Link. So there are many ways where LCX token becomes truly an exchange-based token. And if you look at exchange-based tokens, how did they go? Not bad. Some of them are pretty big. So what are my expectations on LCX token? I see growth happening. I don't want to mention any numbers, but you know, the growth is going alongside user base, usage, and kind of trust of the platform overall. And when I look at the current competitors, we have very high chance to be among the top 20 or top 50 on CoinGecko pretty soon. I think you're all excited about that. Me too. Exchange reward, and will we give you volume? Lots of it. Yeah, so exchange rewards and token rewards, token stacking. These are things which we will all want to introduce. With exchange rewards, we will be more thinking about the QMM system, quantitative market making, and what we can provide over there. What else? Additional utility methods for LCX token. Yeah, outside stacking. So what we are thinking about is that there are some exclusive sales where you have to hold a certain amount of LCX to get access. So that's something, or special groups, insider groups. We already have a very strong community, but some are yeah, kind of the inner circle of LCX holders. Maybe we can give them some extra benefits there. Seo updates, already spoke about that. A few things coming, but I think that the biggest growth is actually in token sales, like fully regulated and like, let's say, fully compliant token sales at LCX platform, which are governance or utility tokens of massive platforms. That's what we're looking for as well, because we could go from like a few $100 million in terms of a sale, creating value, and then also creating a next unicorn platform. There's this stealth project, which we're working on. We are speaking to a few co-founders, entrepreneurs who might be taking over this challenge, because in a nutshell, we can't do everything alone. We need support, we need help to grow, and that's a special project which is dear to my heart. It's too good to not do it. So we really have to do we have to do this. It's yeah, it's I would say it's a unicorn idea, and now it's the right time to do it. And as a like former VC, you know, I'd been running my own venture capital fund in the past. Timing is crucial. So with security tokens, We're building up steady the growth. You don't see much like large STOs happening at the moment, but everybody's preparing for that. We are preparing as well to be really the pioneer when it gets started. So that's the one thing. But what we can do now is token sales of any other token, but in a compliant manner. And that's a big headache for companies who they don't want to end up in jail. They don't want to get sued to destroy their token value because of some stupid lawsuits, because they didn't follow the laws of putting the token out in the market. And I see a lot of projects who are doing it on a very shaky basis, so that's not so good. And it should be rather done with LCX as the token issuer. Okay, talking so much. Wesley Snipes, yeah, spoke with him yesterday. Let's see, can't tell you too much here, but something's coming. Nfts Partners. We are working with Animoca brands. We're working with the Sandbox team very closely with NFTs, what's going on over there. A key topic there is really how to launch the NFTs in a compliant manner as well. Is that sustainable? How it's done now? What could we do together to increase that? And then also putting physical assets as NFTs. So what about tokenized paintings, tokenized diamonds with a serial number, tokenized other assets? So at the moment, the biggest problem I can tell you, very transparent, is there are too many opportunities. We can't do everything at the same time. So focus is important, and that's why it's important that we now get growth on LCX exchange, that we get liquidity up, that we get the tokens listed which you want to trade, and then with that we can do a lot of other things. The other element is growth of the team. I've built several companies in the past. A short story on my personal growth. I started my first company while I had been in school, 1998, doing HTML programming, website development. Then I started early 2000 a company with headquarters in New York City. We launched offices in Munich, in Beijing, and we opened Tokyo as an office. We did market research on the next big thing, like what technology trend will be happening there. We looked at iMode, we looked at mobile phone, feature phones, these ones that you open up like that. We hired students who had access to Facebook prior to everybody else to learn what's going on. And then the most challenging question is what is really sustainable? What is a hype and what is a real massive trend? Did it 10 years, then we sold the company when we had been more than 100 people, 4 offices, and so on. I turned to be a business angel investor, and I used a lot of this knowledge to invest in projects. Very helpful now, because we are now investing in token projects in a way. We are listing them on the exchange. We are supporting them. And so that's why we are picking projects which is, I believe, they have a very stable opportunity there, and that's where I would put my money as well. So I'm kind of an entrepreneur since the beginning, and the key challenge for growth is the different stages of a company. So first you have the inner circle, like the core team who's putting out a platform, like let's say 5 people. Then you grow it to 20 people, they're easy to manage. But going from 20 to 50 or to 80 people is really next challenge, because you have to then introduce new structures of reporting, of teamwork, and so on. And then from there on, the next challenge is above 100 people plus, and so on. It's really the company culture is core, super important to build a good company culture. And then having the work routines and responsibilities that you don't lose traction, because what a lot of companies do is they hire, but then productivity goes down actually. So what's the status with the LCX in terms of team? I have to apologize, a lot of things on the website not fully updated yet. The team had been growing to 20 people beyond in the last couple of days. I think the last AMA data said we had been around 10 people, so we doubled in team size. There will be another 5 people joining within the next 2 weeks, which we took a lot of interviews. We highly selected them. So we took really the best A players, the best people we could find, and who are matching with our culture and methodology, how we work. You know, very hardworking, 24/7 online basically, and really pushing the limits what is possible. At the same time, there's a whole compliance team. There are several people in the KYC compliance, KYC analysts. They're bombarded with applications. So sometimes there's a delay also because there's so many people applying, going through the process. It's highly automated, but we always do like a last final check. To first of all challenge our own system if everything's working, and then there's some rules where we need to double check as a manual check. Typically takes a minute or so for an application to go through. But there's a whole compliance team. Then we also hired a very good compliance officer coming from Zappo, who had been working with Julius Baer before, and then the last step was a crypto broker here in Switzerland, and he's now joined our team as well. Then we're expanding internationally, so getting more people in not only Liechtenstein but also the team in India. We have close to New Delhi in Gurgaon. We have an office, and I'm exploring if we rather do Chicago or New York. I like both cities, but Chicago is kind of a trading hub. We already have a team. Like one person there on the ground, New York, speaking to another person. So growing as a team, we will be at least 50 people within the next 60 days or so. So really growing the team to serve you better as a community. And that's something which is very much needed. So why do we didn't do it earlier? You know, the registrations which we got and approvals from the FMA we got on December 30 officially in the books. I knew it had been coming since May last year. They confirmed it verbally, but you know, sometimes how it works, like we can't push them. It's out of our hands. So the moment we got that in the files, we really started the growth process. So January, February, March, now April, it's all about growth, getting the right people in, but we can't take everybody. You know, we have to get the best people out there who are super experienced in crypto. He can really drive our company further, and then we also need that on kind of key management level, new advisors, new partners, probably board members being extended, and so on. So it's about building a company and maintaining this hyper growth of the company to build the next Tetacorn or unicorn company. Very exciting. Oh man, I'm speaking so much. Show me more replies. What's going on? Help. Okay, so there's a user question. I have to refer to customer success team. Let's look here, probably in the other system. Are you invited to the next Bilderberg meeting, Jay? I don't know. I can't comment on that, or I have to kill you. Okay, is there chat viewing options? That's great. Okay, so Eike, hello Eike and German community, can you disclose the wallets of the company? Yes, so you can find the key wallets of the company on CoinGecko. If you go on, let's just see that I'm not talking right information. There's the circulating supply. If you click on that, hover over the question mark, you see a list of wallets which are disclosed. So it goes from LCX 1 to LCX 8. So there are different wallets there. One is an advisor wallet also being listed there. Yeah, so that's the key wallets which we have been disclosing. And if there is another like key element or wallet, then we will disclose it there as well. But that's also something when you now, for example, with CoinGecko, we're going through this trust score process also something which we have to disclose anyway. We're handling that in a very transparent manner, as always. So that's something. Then when can we expect fiat deposits, fiat withdrawals? Stay tuned, very soon. Any plans of LCX coin on Binance Smart Chain? No. That's not going to happen. So everybody who knows my story a little bit, I think, let's give you some insights on that. I think there are some exchanges out there, including Binance, who are like the market leaders at the moment, but it won't be successful or sustainable in the future. The reason is that regulations is increasing. They will be rather like either pushed to the side, that they won't be relevant anymore, or they will be just closed down, lawsuits coming more and more, and then they are ending up in jail. So I think, and the other way, like what a lot of people are talking about, is that they're trying to get licenses and so on. Of course they do, but if you have a backlog of like 3, 4, 5 years of trading history where even no compliance, no regulation, no KYC had been going on, the backlog is so big, you can't just hide it or start from scratch. It's very hard to turn it around. And we experienced that the hard way. We tried to help, we learned, we got so many insights on that, which are highly confidential. And yeah, my result is not going to happen. You have to start it from scratch. I think Coinbase, Brian Armstrong did a brilliant job on handling that. But you also have to see they have now more than 250 people in compliance team to handle all that work. It's not coming easy, it's not coming cheap. You have to invest early, and we invested a lot. So in LCX, we, besides the 1 million nominal capital, we invested now over 3.5 million out of equity investments. A lot of money is coming from my side as well, from my own private holding and family office, where we invested into that, and that's something where, yeah, it's important. I think the other example, who's really doing a great job, Jesse from Kraken, getting the banking license in Wyoming, big step for Kraken as a company, and they're also investing heavily into that. And then so some companies lost or now are too late to turn it around. So there are things which we can't support. So that's why we won't be supporting Binance Smart Chain, but I think there will be some smarter chains out there who might be even overtaking these things. What I think we will also watch out, we'll never support any Ponzi schemes or anything where you are at risk. Our investors on LCX are dear to my heart. It's our responsibility. What we put out there has to be reviewed by the team, and we don't want to put you at risk. So that's important. Then, how do I buy LCX token? LCX token, our utility token where you can pay fees on our platform and with more functionality coming. How can you buy? So you can go to accounts.lcx.com. There's this buy LCX button, so you can buy directly at our platform. This is a direct way to convert BTC and ETH into LCX token. That's one thing. The other thing is you can trade and buy LCX token at the trading pair. So you go to exchange.lcx.com. You can click on LCX BTC, LCX Uni, and then you can convert your Uni tokens and put it in something more valuable, LCX token. That's the second way I can recommend. If you don't want to do it at our exchange, you can swap at Uniswap. So that's only market orders, but it's easy to do. And we always recommend liquid.com, super high reputable exchange with 3 trading pairs. And then you can also go on CoinGecko and look for LCX token and then click on markets. So you see all the markets. We are listed on plenty of other exchanges. Also there you can buy, but always do your own research. Be careful with some of these exchanges out there that you are not only to deposit but also withdraw your funds anytime. So that's something which is important. Okay, I think let's take a couple of more questions. Chris, good that you're joining. Sorry you just got here, so you missed most of it, but I'm glad you joined here on Twitter and YouTube with this live AMA. What will be the actions done by LCX to increase volume on the exchange? Okay, which are not going to hire despite new trading pairs. Okay, some basically liquidity on the exchange, super important to us. There will be. What do you think about a trading competition? But let's do it a little differently. I don't want to increase. I don't want to incentivize that, like the best traders running bots on the system, and then like getting away the prices. We're thinking about putting up some cool prices for you, but I want everybody who puts in even smaller liquidity have this like a similar chance to get these prices. And so even if you're like having small amounts of trading, you should be able to get the prices. I mean, if what I see at the most trading competitions is there's a ranking like 1, 2, 3. Of course, it's great for everybody who knows how to run smart bots. You know, at LCX Exchange, there's the APIs you can connect, and then you can run the bots to like pump up the trading volume. It's not so sustainable. What we'd like to get is rather like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 users who do $1,000, $500 a day in trading volume, and then doing trading competitions around that. And then besides that, of course, if there are super power traders, we might come up with another price for that. But what do you think about trading competitions? Give me a thumb up here in the comments. Yes, I see. Okay, some directions coming in. Excellent. So I think that's something coming up. And we think about, what do you like? You want to get LCX token rewards, or do you want things every trader needs? A nice car, a nice watch, a Rolex, or something? Yeah, I see now emojis coming in. Excellent. NFTs made by LCX. Yeah, NFTs. Of course, something we can't ignore. But also in terms of my knowledge, I think NFTs will be one of the key topic, but also it's a little bit overhyped at the moment. So next big changes. Who's the confidential advisor? Yeah, can't tell you. It's confidential. Then what else? Christian asking, will the 100 days LCX ramp up with more heavy hitting items, stacking, etc. coming later? Or is it more evenly distributed? What is the marketing master plan? Of course, we can't give out everything at the beginning. It's 100 days. It means it's a commitment from our side to do something every day. And what we now did is to do more than one thing a day. So we did listing of pairs. We did partnership announcements. There are new products coming out. And of course, we won't give away everything at the first day. We want to build up momentum together with you. And I can tell you that so you would say, big bombs will be dropped soon. So, of course, there are some cool things coming. Maybe we'll do something at the last day as well. But as I said, it's not only one. I think I want to have something bigger ones coming in. Bullish Beat 2.0. Okay, campaigns. Quickly, we did Bullish Beat in November. That was really the start of the bull market. And we couldn't imagine that it's going up that rapidly for overall market, including LCX token. I mean, everybody who is in LCX token knows growth of the token had been tremendous, but since November, it also happened with Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the other like crypto markets. We reached 1 trillion in market cap of all crypto assets in January, and now we are beyond 2 trillion. That is what I call a bullish beat. And this was something fun to do. Like we had this rapper doing this, the text around LCX, then we did dancing videos, and these things was fun. But even more important, I think, is the second campaign which we launched, LCX Leading Change. This is something where we honor the innovators in the crypto industry, the influencers, the key people who are really pushing it every day. So this includes Min, our partner from Icon Foundation, the founder. This includes Brian Armstrong, Jesse from Kraken, but also Jimmy Wales, our advisor, founder of Wikipedia, or how I call him, the community whisperer. You know, Jimmy is an inside story, probably telling you. I'm speaking to him regularly, and he's very skeptical about what's going on with a lot of blockchain projects. He's not buying everything, and he's not getting into it. You know, with Wikipedia, they've been staying out of it, but he is the master of community. I mean, Wikipedia, there's nobody getting paid. They're all passionate about the vision. So he is really, it's awesome to speak with him about the building of a vision, creating a strong community like you, engaging with a clear vision and getting more and more people in. And I mean, with his track record on that, it's, I think, the best person to speak with. And it's really incredible. At the same time, he's really challenging everything we do as an advisor. Same Don Tapscott. Don Tapscott, the founder of the Blockchain Research Institute, together with his son Alex Tapscott, who I both know very well, and speaking to Don and his team regularly as well. Incredible knowledge, and he had been a pioneer. I know him since over 10 years when he wrote the book Wikinomics, as well, wrote about Wikipedia, about social media, about citizen journalism and all of that. So he's always at the cutting edge of technology and now going deep in blockchain. So his key angles really are institutions. So they're working with FedEx, they're working with large corporate banks, insurance companies, and how to use blockchain to increase efficiency. Great to have the Blockchain Research Institute there as a partner as well. And then there are some entrepreneurs who are advising us with deep knowledge in terms of building a company of scale. And there are some, including this mysterious confidential advisor who we can't name at the moment. Hopefully we can name at some point, but okay, Jam Hodler is asking, will there be any opportunities for passive income from the LCX token in the near future? Yes, and yes, there will be opportunities. We are taking a little bit careful because the LCX token should not be classified as a security in any way. We want to make the token available on more exchanges, and this would be blocking it. So that's why we are taking it step by step. And 100 days, LCX coming. Yeah. What should we do? Two more questions and then wrapping it up. Let's have a look. How can I provide liquidity? So I spoke about our systems on how to do it, but this is something where you can start already. So you can go to LCX exchange, you can start trading, you can put in limit orders. I can recommend to do it on both sides, buying and selling, and there might be great opportunities to get arbitrage opportunities, getting any of our tokens which are listed there at a discount, and then withdrawing it, trading on other platforms. That's something where you can provide liquidity already today. You can go there, sign up if you haven't, lcx.com, and then go to exchange, LCX exchange, and start trading, putting in limit orders, depositing funds. That's something which is helpful for us. Excellent. So getting more and more comments coming in. Then, Sir Ulrich von Liechtenstein, I love your cap. Thanks for buying our merch and things. Really, really good to see all your passion you bring in the project. So greetings from my side to you. You are asking, when do you expect to announce the 10 teams chosen by the venture program to receive 250,000 of LCX services per each team? And what are the specifics of the partnership between LCX and Internext? So basically, the LCX venture program is something where we provide services valued at $250,000 per team. And when do we announce the 10 projects? We won't do it all at once, so there won't be announcement on that, like there are the 10 projects, but we rather do it step by step. Now we're getting more and more requests on this. I told you that there had been like immediately people filling out the form. We got now close to 100 signups there, but we have to be picky. You know, the projects which we are now launching will be judged on, and two reasons for it. So we want super successful projects. We want projects where we are sure that if you invest some of your funds, it's a good investment. So we are not listing anything blindly just because they pay us or whatever. It has to be a good match. So that's something which we're building up. It's part of, like, the services are really around our legal setup, about our token sale platform, about getting listed, about building liquidity, about getting the legal documents right, getting a legal opinion in Liechtenstein, and so on, and so on, and so on. Are you still accepting applicants? Yes, LCX Venture Program, still open. You find the blog post, lcx.com/insights, go to Venture Program. You can apply as a project. We're happy to support you if you have a proper technology, innovative, if you have a good team behind. We are basically looking, it's called venture, so it's basically looking as a perspective of investor, and then we are helping you to get started. Is it possible to say something about WEF Connection, World Economic Forum? So I had been going to the World Economic Forum Davos since 2007. So during that time, I've been running my future research company. Since then, I've been going every year. With the market research company, we had been knowledge partner back then already. We had been working with Accenture to provide knowledge about the next big thing. We started the Facebook at WEF, had been supporting that. It's called Welcome. It's a tool. Now it's called, I think, Toplink, which is the social network for the WEF community. We had been at the early days there working with that. So basically deep connections there since over a decade. And obviously it's also dear to us at LCX. We had been part of a working group 2019, which kind of stopped now with Corona, but it was with 45 central banks around central bank digital currencies, going to meetings at the OECD with the World Economic Forum, all about creating this bridge between policymakers and innovation. Of course, something which is important for us in the future, not only the World Economic Forum, but also in other things, other policymakers. Any other partnership ideas? You know, I have to thank to the community. You have been pushing me and saying, okay, you need to talk to this project. Then you reached out to our admins on the channel. They made suggestions. So you are evaluating a lot of good things, and we follow up. We care about your input. We think about the ideas you're telling us, and then we try to make it happen. Sometimes it's just doesn't work out. The project doesn't care, have other priorities, not going to happen. But a lot of things, it's actually creating very, very good partnerships. But as said, it's not only like a marketing buzz partnership. We want to develop something with these projects together, which helps us grow our core products and use some of their technology to build something exciting. And thank you so much for joining here. 70 people very constantly streaming, joining here this live stream on Twitter, on YouTube. So exciting. Subscribe to our channel, join our Telegram community. It's t.me/joinLCX. You can follow us on Twitter @LCX, and then most importantly, sign up, get your account verified, share it with your friends. LCX is the trusted exchange of the future, the next generation exchange, and together with your help, we will be unicorn soon. Okay, flip-flops. Yeah, so of course I have some flip-flops at home also. So the LCX flip-flops are a big runner, but also the polo shirts, the caps and everything. And I love spreading our logo and our brand to a larger community. Thank you so much. Let's wrap this up, but it won't be the last live AMA. We'll do that now more frequently. We'll do the short video updates. Then also what I'd like to tell you is that we'll probably launch some exciting projects within the next 2 weeks. Hopefully they will blow your mind and increase traction of LCX reach and our user base. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining. Let's wrap this up and onwards and upwards. Thanks. Bye-bye.